Hey everyone, today we're looking at the ProTeam ProGuard 20, a 20-gallon wet-dry vacuum designed for bigger cleanup jobs. If you've ever bought a vacuum based on flashy listing photos only to find it struggles with real messes, you know how frustrating that can be. I've spent time digging into this category, and this one actually holds up when you need to move a lot of liquid or debris fast. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. What makes this vacuum stand out isn't just the size, it's how it handles the day-to-day stuff. The front-mounted Squeegee is a game-changer when you're dealing with spilled water or sloshing liquid on floors. Instead of dragging the hose around or using a separate mop, you can just push the Squeegee head across the surface and let the vacuum pull everything in. That might sound small, but anyone who's cleaned up a flooded hallway or a messy kitchen after a party knows how much time that saves. It's not a gimmick, it actually works when you're in a rush. Another thing that surprised me is how easy this thing moves. The wheels aren't your average casters, they're designed with a variable pattern that makes it glide smoothly over thresholds and uneven floors. I've used industrial vacuums that feel like pulling a sled, but this one rolls almost effortlessly. That matters when you're hauling it through a warehouse or a long hallway in a school. The 50-foot power cord and 10-foot hose give you plenty of reach, so you're not constantly unplugging and replugging. If you've ever been stuck with a short cord mid-cleanup, you'll appreciate that. Now, let's talk about who this vacuum is really for. If you're a homeowner dealing with the occasional spill or small garage cleanup, this might be overkill. You'd be better off with a smaller unit that's easier to store and maneuver. But if you're managing a school, office building, restaurant, or warehouse where spills and debris happen regularly, this vacuum is built for that kind of workload. It's not just about capacity, it's about handling the mess without slowing you down. That said, there are a couple of trade-offs to consider. The Squeegee attachment is great for liquids, but it's not the most precise tool for fine dust or small debris. If you're cleaning up after drywall work or a renovation, you might still want a separate dry vacuum or a brush attachment for tighter spaces. Also, while the vacuum is sturdy, it's not the quietest. If you're working in a library or a quiet office, the motor noise might be noticeable. It's not deafening, but it's not whisper quiet either. One thing I like is how durable the drum feels. The 20-gallon capacity isn't just for show, it actually lets you tackle big spills without stopping every few minutes to empty it. That's a huge time saver when you're dealing with something like a burst pipe or a flooded basement. The construction seems solid, and the hose is thick enough that it doesn't kink easily. If you've ever dealt with a vacuum hose that collapses under its own weight, you'll know how important that is. Where this vacuum really shines is in commercial or institutional settings. Schools, offices, and restaurants deal with liquid spills daily, and this vacuum handles them efficiently. The front Squeegee means you're not wrestling with a hose to get every last drop, and the long cord means fewer trips to the outlet. It's the kind of tool that makes cleanup feel less like a chore and more like a quick task. If you're on the fence, ask yourself, how often do you deal with large liquid spills or heavy debris? If it's a weekly thing, this vacuum is worth the investment. If it's rare, you might be better off with something smaller and more portable. Also, think about storage. This thing is big, it's not going to fit in a closet. You'll need a dedicated space, like a utility closet or a garage corner. Overall, the ProTeam ProGuard 20 delivers where it counts. It's not the flashiest vacuum out there, but it's built to handle real-world messes without cutting corners. The front Squeegee, the long cord, and the smooth rolling wheels make cleanup faster and easier. Just make sure you actually need this level of capacity before pulling the trigger. If you're ready to check it out, the link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.